Howard Gardner is an American psychologist and the John H. and Elizabeth A. Hobbs Professor of Cognition and Education at the Harvard Graduate School of Education at Harvard University. He and a collaborative team have also created Project Zero, which gives students a form of assessment using the theory of multiple intelligences to achieve more practical and personalized education within the public education system. Gardner was first introduced to the works of Jean Piaget while in his undergrad and believed that Piaget was asking the most important question in cognitive psychology: how does the mind develop? Realizing that his work had often gone against the claims of Piaget, however, Gardner has now come to believe in a different set of developmental principles other than Piaget that shape his theory of multiple intelligences. Piaget believed in general stages of development that cut across contents, such as space, time, and numbers. Gardner now believes that each area of content has its own rules and operations and says that he is dubious about the existence of general stages and structures. Piaget believed that intelligence was a single general capacity that developed pretty much in the same way across individuals. Gardner now believes that humans possess a number of relatively independent intelligences, and these can function and interact in idiosyncratic ways. Piaget was not interested in individual differences. He studied the epistemic subject. Most of Gardner's work has focused on individual differences with particular attention to those with special talents or deficits and unusual profiles of abilities and disabilities. Piaget assumed that the newborn had a few basic biological capacities, like sucking and looking, and two major processes of acquiring knowledge that he called assimilation and accommodation. Nowadays, with many others, Gardner assumes that human beings possess considerable innate or easily elicited cognitive capacities, and that Piaget way underestimated the power of this inborn cognitive architecture. Piaget downplayed the importance of historical and cultural factors. Cognitive development consisted of the growing child experimenting largely on his own with the physical and minimally the social world. Gardner sees development as permeated from the physical world by the contingent forces pervading the time and place of origin.
Logical mathematical intelligence. You like using your brain for logical and mathematical reasoning. You can recognize patterns easily, as well as connections between seemingly meaningless content. This also leads you to classify and group information to help you learn or understand it.
I found it! Yeah, that's right. Got the right answer. I found why energy produces matter.
Linguistic intelligence. You are sensitive to spoken and written language, the ability to learn languages, and the capacity to use language to accomplish certain goals. This includes the ability to effectively use language to express oneself rhetorically or poetically, and language as a means to remember information.
The voice. There is a voice inside of you. Oh, and it whispers all day long. I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, or preacher, or parent, or friend, or wise man can decide what's right for you. Just listen to that voice that speaks inside.
Musical intelligence. You have amazing skills in the performance, composition, and appreciation of musical patterns. It encompasses the capacity to recognize and compose musical pitches, tones, and rhythms.
Spatial intelligence. You have the potential to recognize and use the patterns of wide space and more confined areas. You are able to perform transformations on one's visual perceptions.
We've done it!
Interpersonal intelligence. You are concerned with the capacity to understand the intentions, motivations, and desires of other people. It allows people to work effectively with others.
Caleb, how are you feeling today?
Well, feeling pretty crappy about myself.
And why do you feel crappy about yourself?
I just can't seem to stop eating cotton balls.
Why do you eat cotton balls?
They taste delicious.
Intrapersonal intelligence. You have the capacity to understand oneself, to appreciate one's feelings, fears, and motivations.
Why? Why am I sad today? I don't get it. Maybe it's because Oklahoma State can't win championships.
Naturalistic intelligence. You are great at sensing patterns in and making connections to elements in nature. Using the same intelligence, children possessing enhanced levels of nature smarts may be very interested in human behaviors or the behaviors, habitats, and habits of other species.
Oh, wow. This is an aspen. Tell it's an aspen because of the way it is. Each intelligence has an effect on the others and are therefore not completely independent of the others. Each intelligence can be used as a general tool to map out our individual strengths and weaknesses. Howard Gardner and his team at Project Zero are advancing the education system and even how we individually perceive how we learn. As we come to understand our own metacognition, our strengths and weaknesses, and our thinking styles, Gardner's research can and should be on the list of significantly relevant claims that have a massive effect on the society in which we live and on our own understanding of the self.